Next up, we have Courtney Yatteau with Teaching Computer Science Without Computers.
Well, hello. My name is Courtney Yatteau. I am currently a developer advocate at Esri, but that is not what I'm going to talk about today. I'm actually going to talk about my previous career as a teacher. So previously, I did teach for 10 years. I taught high school math and computer science. And in my very first full-time teaching job, I was asked to teach computer science without computers. So let's go ahead and get into it. There we go. All right, so how did it begin? Well, first of all, at home, I grew up as the oldest of 7 kids. And so naturally, that just made me more responsible, definitely more of like kind of, a mentor to a lot of, all of my siblings. And that progression kind of led to the idea of like, maybe I do want to be a teacher someday. So then you look at school, and I always liked math. I was good at math. I had decent math teachers. And up until I was 16 years old, my calculus teacher then like I said, I had good math teachers, but she was amazing. She made math so engaging, so interesting, so fun. In fact, she had cows all over her classroom, hence the calculus t-shirt that I'm wearing. She really just inspired me to go ahead and try to teach, to go ahead and go into the field of mathematics. So fast forward to 2013, when I was interviewing for my first full-time teaching role. Again, I did have a bachelor's in mathematics. I did not have a computer science background. But when I was interviewing, they asked me, hey, we have this brand new course called Computer Math. Would you maybe be able to try to figure something out about it? And I was like, sure, maybe. They're like, okay, well, we might give it to you. We'll see. So come to find out, about a week and a half before school started, they hand me my classes, and that's what I was teaching, computer math, along with a trigonometry course. So computer math, it was brand new to my school. Brand new to me, almost brand new to the Virginia curriculum. And reading through the curriculum, I could tell it was definitely something that was meant to teach students computer science foundational topics. So things like conditional statements, loops, all that kind of stuff. So I had to come up with something pretty interesting, because I was told I didn't have computers. But you know what I did have? Calculators. Because I was a math teacher, and we had calculators in my classroom. So I went ahead and said, hey, you know what? I remember when I was in high school playing around with my calculator and doing a little bit of programming on there, mostly just kind of downloading games like Snake, So I went ahead and started, saying, okay, let's do this thing. What language does the calculators actually, what do they actually use? Well, come to find out, it's called TI Basic. And I started teaching myself it. There were many problems, but one of the major problems is that these tiny screens were really annoying for students to have to use. So the students were not only learning how all these different computer science topics, but they were having to learn how to actually type symbols on the calculator as well. So along with that, I myself was teaching myself computer science, so I was teaching them while they were learning. Pretty interesting combination here. All right, so luckily, as I was preparing in that 1 week and a half period before school started, I did come across this book, which actually was released about a year before, and so it definitely became my lifeline. If you are ever interested in learning TI Basic, well, check it out. It actually is pretty interesting. So this became my textbook, because I didn't have any textbooks for this brand new course. All right. And ultimately what happened is, a couple things that I want to note is that that school that I was teaching at, it was a Title I school, which meant many of the students were low-income students. So the reason that they had even brought this course to the school was that it was meant to help students graduate. Computer math was considered a math credit, and this was really going to be the requirement for kids to get through and then be able to, have that high school graduation. So with that pressure in mind, I was able to really give some positive impacts to students who were able to maybe not be the best in math, but I was able to actually help them through those really simple computer science topics and make them think outside the box some. All right, and then finally, this is really how my computer science journey had started. I was able to take seemingly things that don't really go together, really computer science and then calculators, and kind of think outside the box and, well, be able to make it into a new career. So I want to leave you with, if you have an idea for something that, again, two things may seemingly not really relate, you never know. Try it out. Maybe something interesting will happen. Thank you.